The Cross versus Culture. What are we really worshiping? The bigger picture, rejecting pagan symbols. One of the themes often overlooked in today's church is the silent way pagan symbols and practices can creep into worship. The Bible is clear that God calls His people to purity, not just in their hearts, but also in the way they worship Him. True devotion cannot be mixed with images, rituals, or traditions that have their roots in idolatry. To God, worship must be set apart, holy, undefiled, and focused solely on Him. Throughout history, God's people have been tempted to blend their faith with the customs of surrounding cultures. In the Old Testament, Israel often stumbled by adopting foreign idols and practices, which led them away from the living God. The consequences were always the same: spiritual compromise, broken covenant, and judgment. That same danger exists today when believers tolerate or even embrace symbols that carry a meaning contrary to the gospel of Christ. The cross and the Eucharist stand as central symbols of the Christian faith. They are not decorations, but sacred reminders of Christ's sacrifice and His ongoing presence among His people. When the church fills its worship with man-made traditions or icons borrowed from pagan culture, those true symbols risk being overshadowed or diluted. It becomes harder to see Christ at the center when worldly influences are allowed to share the spotlight. For this reason, the church must remain vigilant. Cleansing worship of anything false or misleading is not about being harsh. It is about being faithful. Every believer is called to examine their own practices, asking, "Does this draw me closer to Christ, or is it rooted in something else?" The answer often reveals whether our devotion is pure or compromised. Living faithfully also means rejecting compromise with the world. In a culture that constantly pushes tolerance of all beliefs and practices, Christians are reminded that truth is not flexible. Faithfulness to Jesus requires courage to stand apart even when it feels unpopular. That separation is not isolation, but a clear declaration that Christ alone is Lord. Ultimately, rejecting pagan influences is about preparation. The church is called to be a pure bride, ready for the return of Christ. That means removing anything that competes for His place in our hearts in worship. By doing so, we shine as a community of truth, integrity, and holiness, awaiting the day when He comes again in glory.